Today is July 29th. These are the 1967, 1 year only, black plastic surrounds that mount inside the instrument cluster metal canister. These are 50-year-old, actually 52-year-old, original vintage plastic parts. These parts have all been shattered and destroyed in the furtherance of receiving complete instrument clusters in order to complete the 1 year long plus project that I've been working on for my friend Bruce out in California. Bruce had shipped me his instrument cluster for a restoration, and it arrived shattered and broken by a UPS, which is a common problem with these extremely delicate products. So in trying to find alternative instrument clusters with alternative plastic parts still intact, all the other ones that I wound up receiving were also busted. So this left me with no choice but to create molds for each of the individual critical areas that were generally broken and or missing. And some of these areas include such as these complete tipped areas. So I would make complete silicon rubber molds and recreate many of these. So some of the units were broken on the end tabs, missing and shattered. Other ones had top tabs missing and shattered. Other ones were split down the middle. And in all the cases, each of these had to be repaired. So the objective was to go through the process and repair all 5 of these units and see which one would come out the absolute closest to perfection and give the best one to my friend Bruce out in California as part of his complete instrument cluster restoration. So I've probably got close to a year, I know it sounds ridiculous, in creating custom molds and epoxy repairing each of these black plastic surrounds. And I have 5 of them ready to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in each case, they've all been repaired, resprayed in the original satin black, matte, actually black, and the Cadillac chroming retouched. So in my opinion, this is the very best one, this first one right here. So I got them in the hierarchy of quality, and I'm going to take a final panoramic view of this unit for my friend Bruce so he can see that it's near perfect, if not perfect. And the front and the back have been completely retouched and resprayed. Here you can see the epoxy repairs that have been done, how they had been totally shattered in multiple locations and resulting in multiple pieces. And you can see how the front now looks absolutely pristine, show quality, like the day it left the factory. You would never tell that these things were missing entire areas, missing tabs, and that several of the areas have been entirely recreated and others rebonded. So these are the 5 black plastic surrounds, and I'm selecting this very first one out of the 5. I went through the process of restoring all 5 because you never know how they're going to turn out. And I figured if I would do all 5, then I'd be able to draw upon an inventory of 5 and pull the best one for my friend Bruce. So I'm going to be using this particular one. You can see here the Cadillac chrome script is absolutely beautiful, and that's the one we'll be putting in. And it's July 29th. This is the final week of the assembly for Bruce's instrument cluster, and I hope to be shipping out at the end of this week. Thank you very kindly. This is George in Florida. I have over 75,000 parts for the 1967 to 1970 Cadillacs. I personally own 7 of these cars, 2 of which are 1967s. And this has been a labor of love, more than a year in the making, restoring this instrument cluster to the best of my ability. Thank you very kindly.